There we go. Hey everybody. How's everybody doing? It's third. Man, I'm all confused. It's don't know what's happening, y'all. We are having some technical challenges tonight, but guess what? Y'all here, come on in the room. Dr. Charles Rainey, thank you for being here. Listen, Charles been like beating everybody into the chat, letting freaks know that he's coming in all the way from California. Glad that you are here. Thank you for your text, your phone call. I appreciate it. So everybody, let us know where you're watching from, what city. I know we got some New Jersey folks going to be dialing in tonight. So put in the chat box where you are watching from. We are glad that you are here at the Real Money Coach Show. This is our last show for the month of August. Believe it or not, the year is flying by, and we will soon be in September. Letting you know what's coming up in September. Siobhan Overton, thank you for being here from Nashville, Tennessee. The month of September is Life Assurance Awareness Month. Hello, Kimberly. I'm glad that you are here. Zenobia Lewis, thank you for being here from Stone Mountain, Georgia. Maurice, my man Maurice from New Jersey, Byland. All right, my buddy. Hanging out at we were at the what is that? Westwoods. I think it's Westwoods. So Boardwalk, had a great time. Thank you, Maurice, for being here, supporting your lovely queen. So we are excited to be on the show tonight. We're excited to have you here. As I was mentioning, okay, I had to correct myself. Sherrod is not from Nashville. She's from Murfreesboro, Tennessee. And so my good friend, Pastor McCarroll there just celebrated his anniversary. And we have Alice Martin is in the house. Alice, thank you for being here. Had a wonderful time at Alice's 80th birthday party. I guess it's okay to say that. Normally you don't say a lady's age on air, right? But I think Alice is cool with it. Wonderful time there. And it's a lot been going on, you all. And so a lot to share, a lot of great things that have happened. And so what I want to do is I'm going to bring my co-host on here in a second. Y'all know her, but I think what I want to do is we're going to bring Michelle on. I don't want to do this, Michelle, but I got to do it. Let's bring Michelle on, and so we can talk about what's been going on. Michelle.
Hey, Tony.
There we go. Hey, Michelle.
Hey, Tony. You can't hear me?
I can hear you.
I can't. Oh, you eating my popcorn?
I'm sorry. Oh, my bad.
You eating my popcorn? Tavia.
Oh, my goodness.
He eating my popcorn.
Oh, I'm sorry.
He brought it to Michigan. I didn't get it. He took it back. Okay, I guess you got to go over to Concord and get me some up.
I got to go there and send you some popcorn. Michelle, this is cherry wine.
Ooh.
Don't nobody in the house like it but me.
Really? Well, good for you.
I didn't take this one. This wasn't for you in Michigan. But it is good stuff. I'm telling you. I'm going to send you some.
Okay.
I did bring it. I did bring it. So, how you doing, Michelle?
I'm doing good.
I didn't do that to rub that in.
Of course not.
It's good popcorn. It's good popcorn. So, Michelle, what's been going on? How you doing?
I'm doing good. You know, today's been, I don't know, but I'm good.
It's been one of those days, one of those weeks.
One of those days.
What I want to ask you about, listen here, we got Omaha, Nebraska. I don't know that we've ever had anyone from Nebraska on the show. Listen, hey, Rovine Allen, thank you for being here. So tell me about this contest that you were a judge for.
Oh, yes. I was the judge at the Kalamazoo Black Expo pitch competition. So I do the financial modules of the beta program, and then they get an opportunity to pitch their businesses and win $5,000. First prize was 5,000, second prize was 1,500, and third prize was 500. So I got
Sweet.
to this is my third year judging at the pitch competition, and this year was very challenging.
Was it, so a lot of
was.
good pitches.
It was a lot of good pitches. Yes, there were a lot of good pitches. So we had 4 people that ranked real high.
Okay. And so there's the first, second, and third prize.
First, second, and third prize.
And how much do they get?
5,000 is the top prize. $1,500, $5,000.
Okay.
Yep. 1,500 second and 500 third.
Okay. And so
But
this was a one-day pitch. I mean, this is just one day.
3 minutes.
We got North Dakota. We got people all over. Love it.
Oh my.
So it was a one-day pitch.
Yeah, 3 minutes. They had 3 minutes to pitch.
Okay. And then do they repitch? Did they make it to the next round or?
No, they just all pitch. We had 9 participants and we ranked them. Like we had a rubric.
Okay.
So we ranked them and then we picked our top 3, and the 3 judges then picked the top of our top 3s. We picked the top 3. Yeah.
Okay. Gotcha.
Yeah.
Put them in order and ranking. Yeah. Okay. Got it. Man, my godson need to be in that pitch. I mean, come on.
Yes, he does. And I told him that he was there.
Okay.
He was there. Actually, Beta is a incubator program for Black entrepreneurs here in Kalamazoo. And it's 4-month intensive,
Gotcha.
like intensive. So for completing the program, they all get $5,000 anyway. Then they get an opportunity to pitch for an additional funds. Yeah.
Oh, that's pretty cool. That's great. Because we support entrepreneurs, especially
absolutely.
entrepreneurs 100%. So
but Tony, I had to get on them though.
You had to get on. Now that was over the weekend, right?
That was over the weekend, yeah.
So that was the same weekend we were in Michigan, but you were tied up doing that. So
yeah, I was doing the pitch competition.
Yeah. So we blew into Michigan and blew out.
I know.
Yeah, because we had to go get some stuff. Look, can I show you what we had to go get?
What you had to go get?
We got this little gem right here.
Right.
This is the Black I Am Awards, Tony and Elisa Jackson, Patriarch and Matriarch Power Couple.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. How about that, right?
Matriarch Power Couple. Okay.
Yeah.
That makes you sound old.
I know, right? We're like, okay, I guess after 31 years, that's what they call you, right? You call it a patriarch, matriarch. I'm like, okay, but it was nice. And then we got, I got this little gem right here.
Ooh, your
here.
presidential award.
Yeah. So it was pretty cool. It was pretty cool to get that honor and stuff. And I haven't even made a post about it yet, so I will.
I've been waiting for it.
Yeah, it's coming. I just got to get it prepared. I've just been busy. Edith Matthews, thank you for being here. Mariah, thank you for being here from North Dakota. Listen, we got a great crowd tonight because we have a great guest that's going to be with us. And I don't know if you saw any of the clips. I was looking for you, Michelle, because I now have a TikTok. Did I tell you I had TikTok? I just started a TikTok.
I'm not on TikTok, Tony.
I know I couldn't tag you on TikTok. I was looking to tag you on TikTok. I got me a little TikTok. I looked for Dante too, but it was so many Dante Robinsons. I'm like, which one is it, right? And so I wanted to tag you. I look for our guests, and so I'm brand new. Don't even know what I'm doing. But we're on there. I'm gonna have to get hold of my godson so he can give me some pointers. I know he knows all of it, right?
Right.
So I posted a couple videos because our guest tonight, Dr. Lisa, she was on the radio show, and we actually did her interview by Zoom. And so I kind of put a couple of those reels out there so people could see what they're in store for tonight. Edith Matthews is from Jamaica, New York. I love that. I have yet to go to New York City. It's on my bucket list, Edith. I'm going to New York City. I've never been to New York City. And we said that that's what we're going to do. We're going to do New York City, and we're going to do Martha's Vineyard. We're going to do all that, right? So we're going to do that as a vacation, you and your Tony and me and my Lisa. We're going to do that. Renee, thank you for being here, also in Stone Mountain. So let me tell you a little bit about our guest. Wonderful, wonderful person. Wonderful, power pack professional sister, right? So Dr. Lisa Coney-Fonville is really turned out to be a really great customer, really great friend. Hosted Lisa and I when we were there a couple of weeks ago in New Jersey, and we just had a wonderful time. It seemed like, you know how you connect with people and it seemed like you've known them for a long time. Mm-hmm. That's kind of how it was, you know, when we were out there. And she hosted a financial empowerment brunch. And she is an author. She is a international speaker. She is a transformational life coach, among other things. And so we're going to let her come in and kind of fill in where I left off. And we're going to bring Dr. Lisa to the stage. We got a little lag. There we go. There we go. All right. Dr. Lisa.
Hello, everybody. How you doing?
So, Dr. Lisa, you take a moment to kind of tell viewers a little bit about yourself.
Of course. Well, as you say, I'm Dr. Lisa Coney-Fonville, but if you call me Lisa, just don't call me late for dinner. I always say that. Yes, I am my top priorities, my full-time job is a wife and mother. Everything else, that's my first ministry. Everything else is secondary after that. You know, my 9 to 5, my business, the whole bit. So I do have a business. It's called Elite Life Coaching. Elite is an acronym for Empowered Life, Inspired to Elevate. So I've been working with that for about 3 years. And primarily I work with women like myself who wants to do more and have so much more inside of us. We just need to rattle the cage and get it out. And that's my goal. That's my goal. And I have a wonderful family, my church family, my home family, and I orient myself around that. I'm also an author, bestseller, 3 times? I have a few anthologies under my belt with Les Brown and Dr. Cheryl Wood. Actually, Dr. Les Brown now and Dr. Cheryl Wood. And then I have my own masterpiece, Missed Opportunities.
Well, one of the things we want to do is we do want to unpack missed opportunities, because I think that's an awesome book title. And I really would like you to just kind of go into it a little bit and tell us, you know, give us a little bit of the background. I got a chance to hear it, but for everyone listening, give us a little background on why the title Missed Opportunities.
Oh, I'm glad you asked that, Tony. I'm glad you asked that. One of my friends and I had gone to college together. We didn't know each other prior to that, but we grew to be more like sisters. So she shared some things with me, and she had shared that she had been assaulted as in her younger years. And my question to her was, did you tell anybody? Did you report it? And she said, no. I said, well, why didn't you report it? And she, you know, at that time, she just didn't know. And I told her, I said, do you know you missed opportunities to save other young women from his venom? Mm-hmm. And she thought about it and she said, you know, I didn't see it that way. I said, yeah, you'll never know how many women you would have or could have saved if you only had reported what was going on. It's because it wasn't your fault. And that was in 1982. I kept that title in my head until 2020 when I wrote the book and had it published and it came out. And that's where the title came from, Missed Opportunities. Between that dash, between 1982 and 2020, I've wrote about other missed opportunities. I was very transparent about some things, and I wrote about other missed opportunities. But I endeavor not to miss any more unnecessarily, and I shared how others can avoid missing those opportunities through that book.
Can you share maybe one or two of those nuggets with us? I mean, we want people. We're going to put the website up so that people go buy the book, but just share maybe one of those nuggets of how we can position ourselves not to miss opportunities.
Okay, well, let me see. With so many of them, let me just talk about the fear factor. Fear paralyzes us. We get this assumption in our head that when we put out an idea, or we want to start a business, or we want to go back to school, or we want to do whatever we want to do within our purpose, we always think about, what are people going to think of me? Or maybe I'll fail. And I tell people, failure is not a person, it's an action. It's what happens. It's not who it is. It's just what happens. And if we can get past the fear factor, we can move. But sometimes fear does come, and you just have to work with it. You just have to, if I'm fearful, then I'm still going to do what I'm going to do. I'm still going to work through it. And let me tell you, once you get your mindset in that mode where nothing's going to stop me, fear usually just runs away. You find out that you are capable of more than what you think you are. Much more. That's one nugget.
I love that, the fear factor and avoiding the fear factor. I think sometimes in what Michelle and I do, Michelle with business owners, me with individuals a lot, is that one of the things that holds people back is that fear factor, afraid of taking that step to become an entrepreneur, or taking that step to go back to school, or taking that step to say, hey, I'm going to really look at my finances and kind of figure out really what's going on. We kind of fall into that comfort zone, and what kind of keeps us in that box sometimes is fear. And so Dr. Lisa, we know that you, I really want you to share the story of that you shared with me in terms of what you were told, I think, in high school, and what you're doing now. We need to bridge that gap between that girl in high school and Dr. Lisa, because I think it's a very inspiring and amazing story.
Oh, I would be glad to share that, Tony. Well, let's see. In high school, I took academic courses in high school. I just did. I always wanted to challenge myself to see what I was capable of doing. I was taking, I think it was some type of math class. It was like calculus. I think it was calculus or something like that. I had never had it, of course, but I was taking that course. The first day we walked into class, our instructor, our teacher said, and quote, "I already don't like some of you. You can go drop my class right now, because I'm going to tell you now, half of you is not going to make it." And it seemed like she was talking directly to me. I couldn't wait to get out of that classroom to go and drop her class. The point was, I always wanted to be a registered nurse. I was told that we had to have that class in order to go to college to be a nurse. So once I graduated high school, I didn't go to be a nurse because I thought I had to have that class. There I was, assuming again, not asking questions, not inquiring. But I was young. I didn't know. I didn't have the guidance that I needed to help me along the way to become what I wanted to be. So I went to college, and that's where I met my friend, where I was able to get the title of my book from. After that, I came out. I worked for a utility company for 11 years. Still wasn't satisfied. Still wasn't satisfied. When they were laying off, I chose to take the severance package, and I went back to school. Got to college, and I tried to get in the nursing program. The first year, they wouldn't let me in. I kept going back. I kept taking my prerequisites. The second year, I was let into the nursing program. And at that point, when I found out that I didn't need calculus to get into the nursing program, I just wanted to disintegrate. I'm like, all these years. And that's why I say, don't let anybody tell you what you can't do. Unless it's God, everybody else, they can just shut it down. So here I am now with my doctorate degree in education. I never got a chance to go to an HBCU. And embarrassingly, I was an adult until I found out what HBCU meant. Because I didn't have the guidance, and the people around me. My guidance counselor, he was African American, never told any of us students. He signed our papers to get our courses for the next semester and told us to get out of his office. That was how it was for us. But guess what? I am now a professor, an adjunct professor at Lincoln University in Pennsylvania. So I didn't get to go to one, but I get to teach at one. Who knew? Now I do have my doctorate degree, and I'm letting it work for me.
And what do you teach?
Ethics in nursing. I teach a variety of things, but my primary is ethics in nursing, and I also teach. Excuse me. I also teach global nursing. So we learn about all the nursing programs around the world and how their healthcare system works in Scotland, works in Norway, works in Europe, works in Africa, or if they even have a healthcare system.
Awesome part of this is when we look at this going full circle, to me, it's so amazing. So here you were, said, hey, listen, you might as well get out of this program because you're not going to be a nurse. It's not going to work. You can't do it. And then now you have this career, and you never give up on the dream, right? You never give up on that dream that God had planted inside of you. And I believe that's who did it, right? You never gave up on it. And now we come full circle. And not only did you have a wonderful, a great career as a nurse, but now you're teaching nursing. And, I just want to say, won't he do it? Right? Won't he do it? If y'all believe he'll do it for you, put it in the chat that he will do it. He'll take the and turn the whole thing around. What the devil meant for evil, God will use it for good. And I just think, Dr. Lisa, that's just such a amazing and not just that, but just an inspirational story that many of our listeners, many of the ladies that you coach and mentor can really just grab a hold of and just really run with. So thank you for sharing that.
Absolutely.
And so now, listen, we got a lot of people that are making a lot of great comments, and you can see them rolling in. We got Edith Matthews, prayers indeed. We got, Ms. Allen says your journey is amazing. Maurice said he will do it. Your husband said he's your biggest cheerleader. I love it. Renee says he'll do it like no other can. Absolutely. This your daughter? Mariah said, I love you, Mama. You gotta love that, right? So that's pretty awesome. And I know from spending time with you and Maurice how proud you are of your children, Mariah, and what's your son's name is Maurice as well, I believe. So tell us a little bit about your kids real quick.
Well, I'll start with my son. That kid, I tell you, that young man is amazing. I call him my genius. Any pictures that I usually put him and my daughter together, I always put him on the left. He said, "Mom, why you always put me on the left?" I said, "Because you're the leader." You're the leader. So that's what L starts with, leader. So I'll put you on the left. I said, you always look after your sister. Now, my daughter is in the military. Now, that girl is a firecracker. She's a go-getter. She's a shaker. She's a mover. She's a firecracker. And I said, I don't care what military she's in. She was your sister first before she got in the military. No matter what. She doesn't come before your wife because my son is married. I said, but you always look out for her. I taught my children to look out for each other in every way, to support each other. My husband and I endeavor to give them the best example of how a father loves the child's mother, and the mother reciprocates that to the father. So my daughter, she's in North Dakota. She's in the military. I think she's been in about 8 years now. And she's my silent walker. She walks soft, but she carries a big stick. Very big stick. I'm so proud of both of them. My son he let his gift of drumming. He's a drummer, and he plays for various artists. He has traveled all the way around the world. Africa 4 tours, Europe, I don't know how many tours, Canada, he's in and out. And he's been in every state in the United States except for Maine.
Wow.
So he's a prime example of your gift will make room for you. Because he's never had a drum lesson, ever. He's self-taught. He's even taught himself how to play keyboard off of YouTube. So both of them are just amazing kids. As they were teenagers, I never had the teenage issues like I hear most people talk about. My daughter, she wasn't boy crazy. She liked guys, dated couple, but her standards are so high. I said, don't you let them down. Don't let your standards down. Her father gave her an amazing example of how a woman should be treated by the way he treats her, the way he treats his mother, and the way he treats me. So she's not going to settle for less. That I do know. But they're just amazing kids. I'm just blessed that God chose me to be their mother. I'm so excited.
That's awesome. I know how you feel as a mother, like when your children grow up and you can see the essence of who they are and what you and your husband have poured into them. Because Tony is too. Tony and Lisa and myself and my Tony, we are both watching our children in their 20s, in their adulthood. And that's just amazing when you can see the fruits of all the labor that you put into them, raising them, so that's awesome. It looks like, oh, Tony's back.
I don't know what happened.
Gremlins. I don't know what's going on.
I know
gremlins.
The devil is a liar, right?
Right.
So,
yes.
Yeah, I don't know what happened. I don't know. Can you guys hear me?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Because I don't see myself, but can you see me?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
You're good. Yeah.
Oh. I don't know. We got some internet issues going, and it's so interesting. Never mind. That's a whole nother story. They said that they supposedly came out and fixed something that I didn't know was wrong, but obviously there was something. But we're back. We're back. So where were you guys?
Talking
about our kids, And let me add this as well. My husband and I, we raised our kids, but we had a village. We had a village of grandparents on both sides, uncles and aunts, and even some of my close friends had a hand in looking after our children. I don't mean babysitting, meaning that if they saw them going left, they helped get them back on the chalk line.
Mm-hmm.
And I appreciate the grandparents instilling in them their values and sharing my we lost our last, well, no, my mother is the last grandmother. Our other grandmother, she was 105 when she expired. The other one, Maurice's grandmother, was 110. My mother is now 96. So we're going to be around for a while.
Longevity.
Yes.
That's awesome. So Lisa, tell us a little bit about what you're doing in terms of being a transformational coach. And I thought that was interesting. What exactly is a transformational coach, and how did you get into that?
Okay. Let's see. Well, living life as a young lady, working and being a mother, and wearing different hats, I find that a lot of people came to me for advice, and I'm like, why do you always come to me? Yeah, but you look at things a little bit different. So I looked into coaching because I was seeing like I was doing more consulting than coaching. So I thought maybe I should have renamed my business that way, but I didn't. I named it coaching, Elite Life Coaching. And as I said before, elite stands for empowered life, inspired to elevate. And I wanted to be to somebody else what I needed in my early years. I have older sisters, but they were doing their own thing, as well as my older brothers. I wasn't that girl in high school that dated the football player, the famous quarterback, or the famous basketball player. They said hi to me, but that was it. I wasn't one of those famous girls, even in college, you're like, yeah, they call me the church girl. I didn't mind that. I didn't care.
Right.
But I know what they meant by it, So when I didn't have things to help me transition from one phase of my life to another, I had to scratch and fight for it. I didn't know the resources. As I told you, I didn't get to go to a HBCU because I really didn't know about them. And how does an African-American black child, not know about HBCU coming up? I just don't understand that. But I was that kid. I was that young lady. So what I did, I vowed that anybody's life that I can touch in a way that will help them, that I was going to make that happen. So what I did, you don't go in things just unadvisedly. I took a course and got my certification. I really wanted to dig into it to see, am I doing the right thing? Am I saying the right thing? Am I offering the right thing to my clients? And as a registered nurse, a lot of times you do that education anyway. You have to educate your patients about their diseases, their diagnosis, their medications. So you constantly educating, talking, giving resources. So I said, you know what? My husband said, why don't you monetize that? Because you're giving all this free information out. You could be doing something different here. So that's why I stepped out fearfully. I said, nobody wants to hear what I have to say. He said, why not? Why is the phone always ringing in? So I did what he said. I stepped out and I haven't regretted it. So what I mean by transformational, it means that we're going to go from one phase of your life where you are now. We're going to recognize where you are. We're going to deal with that. And we're going to find out where you want to be. And in between that, we're going to see how we can get you there. I always tell them, I don't know everything, and I don't claim to know everything. But I know other people that do know more than me. You know what I mean? Resources. Prime example. Tony, you came all the way to New Jersey, you and your beautiful wife, Elisa, to grace my people with the information that you had. I'm still getting compliments about the information. they're not really talking about the food or the venue. They're talking about the information that you relayed to them. They're like, wow, this is amazing. How did you know this? How did you meet him? You know, and I still have information at my desk at work to send in to you because they couldn't make it, but they still wanted the information. They still want to get in contact with you. That's forthcoming. So that's what I want to do. If I get a hold to something that's good and it benefits me, and it don't really have to benefit me. If it benefits you, I want you to have it. I want you to get it. I want to put it out there so that you can make an informed decision whether or not you want to bite on that or not.
Well, one of the things I was thinking about is she was talking about that, Michelle, in terms of what you always say about turning your profit into your passion into a profit. And
yeah.
So, and I know that you're going to be coming out with that again. That's going to be restarting. So
yes, it is.
So looking forward to that. And you know, I was just the fact that you, Dr. Lisa, said to me, you know, will you come to New Jersey? Will you do this? I thought was just so amazing because you cared enough about your community to say, let's bring some information. And whether people act on the information or whether they just take it in and act on it later. I mean, once we put it on the plate, it's up to them to eat. And you did a wonderful job with that. And I was going to ask you, you know, kind of what kind of sparked you to do that. But I think you kind of talked about that a little bit. But would there be anything more that you'd add to it?
Oh, I'm going to continue. And I have to say, Tony, I was very nervous about doing it. And as I told you, one of our pioneers of our community had expired. And that day was her celebration services, her homegoing services. And that even like, I felt like this heat come over me. I'm like, oh my God, nobody's going to come. You know, they're going to think the tickets are too high or what have you. And I stepped back and God had just gave me this peace about the whole thing. And he said, you worry too much. You just worry. Let me handle this. I got it. You did what you were supposed to do. You put it out there. I'll bring in who's supposed to be there.
Yeah.
And I kind of like got myself calmed down. And I saw the first person walk in was one of my spiritual fathers, Gus Davis Jr. I was like, okay, here we go. Here we go. We're ready. You know, I was worried. In my head, I'm thinking, here's this assuming again. I hope Tony and Elisa make it. I don't want no problems with the airlines, you know, no problems with their plane, you know, the whole bit. I want them to be okay, you know. And God worked that thing so amazingly for me. And I'm like, whew, I can breathe now, you know, I can breathe. So I'm looking, excuse me, I'm looking forward. I'm already packing my next event. I'm going to collaborate with 2 other nurses, and we're going to put on an amazing conference. I mean, I'm taking this thing as far over the top as I can. And anybody that knows me, they know what that means.
Oh, it's on. It's on. Well, awesome. You know, I just want to say, and Michelle, it was the room was beautiful. The food was beautiful. It was really top notch all the way.
That's what you said. That's what Lisa said. Yeah.
It was top notch all the way. And here's the thing too. I think when we're people of faith, that you know, we know that sometimes we have to take the first step, even when we don't see the whole staircase. That's
right.
That's what Martin Luther King said. And Lisa was saying, so where are we going? And I said, we're going to New Jersey. Where in New Jersey? I said, Vineland. She said, where's that? I said, I don't know, but we're going. I said, it's someplace between Philadelphia and Newark, somewhere. I don't know where it is. But we're going to go to New Jersey. And what a wonderful community. And for us, we had a great time because it gave us a new experience, going to a place that we'd never been before. And then when we got a chance to go to the boardwalk and spend some time with you and Maurice, I mean, it was great because I got my steps in, I got my exercise in, we got a chance to
and you ate a donut, if I recall.
Funnel cake.
Funnel cake.
Right.
Funnel cake.
I tried to get him on a ride, Michelle, but he wasn't going at Slingshot. He wasn't having it.
No. Michelle knows me. I don't do roller coasters. Let me tell you this, everybody, and Dr. Lisa. The last time I was on a roller coaster, it was kind of Michelle's fault, honestly. I'm going to be honest with you.
My fault.
Yes. So we were in California as students, and we were at Great American or something. And so I was dating, we in love. We just talking in line. I'm just talking, Lisa, Michelle. We just talking, and we in whatever line. I'm thinking we get on this little train, and they get me on a roller coaster, crying like a baby. I even share that experience a little bit in my book because I talk about that I don't do roller coasters. The other thing I don't want my money on a roller coaster, right? I don't want my money doing this on a roller coaster where you don't know what's going to happen. Is it gonna be a dip? If it's going to go up? And here's the thing: the analogy of the roller coaster and your money. Typically, what happens is the roller coaster goes up very slow. Click, 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 and then when it gets to the top. And you don't really know when that's going to happen, all of a sudden. And so often when we have our money in the market, that's exactly what happens. Before we know it, the bottom falls out and we're now losing money. Mm-hmm. And what I enjoy is being able to put people in a position where that doesn't happen to them and it doesn't happen to their money. And so, but anyway, we had a great time there. And you did a wonderful job. Maurice was the ultimate host along with you. And so great time. So Dr. Lisa, come to a close here in a few minutes. If someone wanted to, we got to talk how they get, and if they want to engage with you in terms of some of your work, how does that work?
Okay. Let's start with the book. I have a website. It's www.missed-opportunities.com. And they can go there and order the book. It comes directly, their order comes directly to me. I'll send it out because I like to put like little small things in there, little trinkets in there. You know me, I'm extra. I pay attention to detail. So I like to send that out. And I'll only ask that you please put your address. A lot of times, because it goes through PayPal, put your address so I'll know where I'm sending it, your mailing address. And if you want to connect with me, I'm on LinkedIn under my name, Dr. Lisa Coney-Fonville. I'm also under Instagram under the same name, Dr. Lisa Coney-Fonville, as well as Facebook. My website is Dr. Lisa Inspired, ED, the numerical 2, Elevate. So it says Dr. Lisa Inspired to Elevate, and the 2 is numerical.com. And if you put half of that in, most of it, it's going to come up anyway. And you'll get my website, you'll learn about me, you see a few pictures, get a few testimonies. And there's a link on there if you want to connect. I am a public speaker, a motivational international speaker, and one of my keynote speeches is the power of your words. Mm-hmm. I'm very strategic about what I say, even in a jokingly way. I'm gonna give you an example. We used to joke about people, and we still do, and I would say something like, "Oh, poor thing." Mm-hmm. Your spirit don't know the difference. So I never want to put that out on somebody that they're poor. And I don't mean far as finances only. I don't want them to be poor in spirit. I don't want them to be poor in love. I don't want them to be poor in education or poor in knowledge. So I stopped saying that. Because your words have power. God used words to create the universe. And if he can do that, we can do the same thing. So I don't want to create any havoc by my words in my life, my family's life, or anybody I connect with.
What do you say to that, Michelle?
Right. That's awesome.
Yeah.
I believe the same thing. You know, your words, the words you speak have life, and they bring things into existence that doesn't exist. So be careful of the words that you speak.
The power of the tongue, right?
Yeah, the power of the tongue.
And here's what the word says. The word says that my words go forth out of my mouth, and they will accomplish exactly what they please. Now, that could be, if the words are going out are positive, then that could be positive. If the words going out are negative, that could be negative. And we often talk about, when we do financial education courses and classes, that we have to stop saying these things like, you know, nobody has any money, or
Right.
people are poor, or stop doing that. Money don't grow on trees, and all these types of little cliches that we've learned over the years that are really putting us in a negative mindset when it comes to our money.
Mm-hmm.
And not only that, but it also puts us into a negative mindset about other things as well. Like you said, Dr. Lisa, it's not just about money, but being poor in spirit. The same thing about our health, the same thing about our relationships. If we speak life into them, then they will have life, because the power of our words. And so I love that. I do want you to just touch real quickly on that Paris experience. So, you know, what's that about?
Oh my. What an experience. Yes, we had I hadn't got invited. I asked, it was the women's conference, and I asked them, I said, how did you find me? They found me, they liked my LinkedIn profile. They found me on LinkedIn, and from there they looked at my Instagram page. From there they looked at my Facebook page, because that's all I have. I have Twitter, but I never use it. And they said they were impressed, and they wanted me to come and speak on their stage. I said, do you have a topic? They said, whatever you want to do to inspire women. I'm like, oh, you got the right one now. You got the right one now. I spoke to my husband about it. I said, can we do this? You know, can we go to Paris? And he said, why not? I never say I can't afford it. I just say, how can I afford it? Because we'll make it happen. We will make it happen. And he made it happen for me. He really did. He put up everything. We got the hotel and whatnot. And again, I was nervous because there were some giants in the room. But I didn't realize I'm just as big as one of those giants. They were really ready to listen to me as I was them. And God allowed me to take the stage, make an impact. Not only that, I made some lifelong relationships, friends, resources, and then we took on Paris. That in itself, going to the Eiffel Tower and eating at the restaurants there, it was just a beautiful, beautiful experience. Next year, I'm slated to go to Africa, Dubai, and I think India. So I'm preparing now for those experiences next year.
Get your passport ready. And your global reentry. That's
global reentry, right?
Yeah, I'm really happy for you, and to see all that happening. And meanwhile, you know, we'll be doing what we do to keep everything going, so that the day comes that you can retire wealthy, financially free, stress-free, debt-free. Whoop, whoop. So that's what we do. You know, I really it's just so inspiring, from, you know, where you said you started to where you are, and then now to be on an international stage. You know, that's pretty amazing. So as we close down, any last words you'd like to leave with the audience tonight?
I'd like to thank you, Tony, for having me on. Michelle, thank you so much. I appreciate it. And I just want to say to the audience that tomorrow's another day. There's nothing we can do about tomorrow. There's nothing we can do about yesterday. You can't change history. Once it's carved in, that's it. But I want to encourage you to maximize every moment that you have, because tomorrow things can turn upside down. Not that it will, but it can. It has that propensity to turn upside down. Enjoy your life. Don't waste time trying to get there and not enjoying the journey. Because if you don't do that, once you get there, you have less time to enjoy what you're trying to accomplish. So enjoy every moment of your life, because every second of your life has purpose.
Awesome. Michelle. Last words for today.
Yes, I 100% agree. Every moment has purpose. And it's up to you to decide what to do with that moment, because you have choice, right? Yeah.
Awesome.
Love it.
Well, let me just say this. I just want to go back and just look at some of the great comments. You know, Sharon said, thank you, Lisa, for sharing. We got Maurice said, done. We got a lot of great comments here in the chat where people are just saying, you know, just how amazing this has been, and that you've really been truly a blessing. And I think a lot of people are the better off for being here and listening. I do want to remind people this, that we are here every Tuesday evening at 8 p.m. Eastern time. The radio show takes place on Saturday mornings at 7:30 a.m. Here locally on the radio station Radio 1, but also it's released as a podcast on all of the podcasting channels. So even if you want to go back and hear the radio interview that Lisa did with me, and you'll get some of these nuggets in a condensed time frame, feel free to do that, and also share this platform with others. And if you have not subscribed to our Facebook page or YouTube page, Facebook too, we have a Facebook community. But if you have not subscribed to our Facebook or YouTube channel, please do that. We are on a campaign. We're really close to hitting 1,000 subscribers. We want to finish that up with a lot of people. We know we have a lot more listeners than we have subscribers. So we do want you to do that, because that then documents it for other purposes and that type of thing. So we want to make sure you do that, and want to make sure you tune in. We will be talking in the month of September, because September is Life Insurance Awareness Month. We will be talking about life insurance extensively, different types, how much you should have. Matter of fact, we will be kicking off probably on the first Thursday in September. I will be doing my seminar that's titled GoFundMe Ain't Life Insurance. GoFundMe is not life insurance. So we'll dig into some things there. And I get it. And as many of you know, my wife's dear cousin, 19-year-old, and at least I don't think we shared this with you. We got that call the morning before we left New Jersey that he had passed in a car accident. And I was very honored to do his eulogy over the weekend. But it was just a reminder of that life is unpredictable, and we have to live each moment out. It's with joy, and despite how things may be going in your life or how you may think they're going, just relish every moment and love your loved ones. Our pastor, our first lady, recently passed, and these things just remind us that we're mortal beings. I mean, we're not going to live forever, and no one knows the time nor hour. So we want to make sure that we're prepared. We want to make sure that we're prepared spiritually. We want to make sure that we're prepared financially, and we want to make sure that our relationships are in the right order. Because you don't know if you will have time to apologize or say, I'm sorry. We don't know if that will be afforded to us or not. So with that, anyway, just live life to its fullest. Thank you, Dr. Lisa. Michelle, thank you as always. My girl, my wife's best friend in the world. And so we love you, and everybody have a wonderful night, and we will see you next week. And we will be talking to a young lady who was a widow very early in age. And sometimes this is what we do, just kind of a note on that. Sometimes what we always do, we talk about the people who die who do not have life insurance. That is the headline. Well, we're going to talk to someone whose husband did have it and what difference it made in her life when she was widowed in her 30s. And so we want to just make sure that you tune in for that. It'll be another inspiring show here on The Real Money Coach. Y'all have a wonderful night. Thank you for tuning in.
Good night.
Good night.